We are live. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We have officially moved over to BodySlamNet. But before we get into all that good stuff, I am Katrina, host and creator of In Cat We Trust, and a whole bunch of other things. And I have with me my twin, you know, again, both of us just makes everybody's favorite duo. Shay, how are you today?
I'm doing good until this bond decided to be difficult. But you know what? I'm doing pretty fine despite that. How are you?
I am well. It's it's been a week so far, only because it's just it's a Thanksgiving week, my birthday week. It's a lot going on, so girly has been very busy. But I am well. I am fine. I already see that the comments are already on it. Okay, like it's already on it today. It's already on it today. Already on it. Hey, bad guy, how are you? Um. So yeah, what were your overall thoughts? Um. What are your overall thoughts of this NXT episode?
Um, I didn't hate it. I thought it had some pretty fun matches on it. Were there some things that I was kind of like, but for the most part, it was good. I was happy, so I'm good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was solid for what it was. There are leading up to deadline, and so that's cool. Um, and before I forget, I just say we do have I guess like a Streamlab tipping thing happening if you guys would like to support us. And so just throwing it out there, if we see anything up during the show, we will, thank you publicly. Hey Corey. And so yeah, I guess let's get into the first matchup. So there's a lot that happened last week, with Chad Gable kind of making sure he get a match. We still have a lot of the Iron Survivor Challenge matches happening. And, the stuff going on with Chishu, which was a lot of stuff it was a lot of stuff going on, I guess, leading up into this week's episode. And so this leads us to our first matchup, which was the Heritage Cup, Chad Gable versus Champ Noamdar as the first match of the show. And so this did start up a bit cold. There was no like intro into like announcing or any of that, or into the commentary team. It was just straight into the introductions for the matches. There wasn't even entrances, and so I was a little like, all right, I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. With it being without like at least like kind of lead us and get us into it. But the match did start in about 8 minutes, and there was a commercial break, which again threw me off just a little bit because I was like, well, they didn't do much yet. So Meta-Four definitely was on. They was definitely all in pink. I'm a pink fan. I'm a big, huge fan of the color pink. And so they were wearing pink. In particular, I wanted to shout out Lash Legends hat because I thought it was really, really cute. Honestly, she was doing, yeah. See, on social media, I wasn't on social media during that, so like, just give it to us on the regular TV because I didn't see it. So, um, but yeah, this match was solid for what we got. And so there was a couple of moments that the first round really wasn't too much happening. The second round, Oro Mensa did help Nomdar still a fall in round two. And it seemed that Chad was working quite hard to kind of get back uh, into this. Uh, then I think he got one in like round five, which was a lot of rounds between this. Um, this I feel like for me personally, because I think maybe because this kind of matchup is a 3-minute round match, I felt like, to me, it seemed like Chad had a bit of an issue with kind of placing how he was doing his offense. I think Chad Gable is a fantastic wrestler. I think, that's something he does so well. But I don't know if this format of matching works well with him. Personally, I think he just seemed like there was a little bit of a struggle with some of the pacing for him during the rounds. And so I was like, okay, you know, and then obviously, Noam Dar does what he does in regards to how this works out. And so in round 6, we did get Noam Dar tapping outside ankle lock, but because the time had expired, this will go to a draw, 1-1 for each. And because it was a draw, Noam Dar will continue having his Heritage Cup. There was a moment during this, which I guess is me mentioning, but Ormensa, he did like an insecurity for Noam Dar to kind of help him get the first fall, which I thought was pretty cool. I also thought Chad had a really awesome rolling German suplex. And then Lash Legend obviously did some stuff after the bell. And then after this, Lash Legend will push Maxine Dupree, and then she will slap her in response, and this will send Lash Legend into Otis's arms, which kind of seemed like she wasn't really happy about that. She kind of like ran, screaming in that one. But that was the first match of NXT. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Lotus. That's my ship name for them. I like Lotus. I think they could be a thing. Like, I think they have, like, come on, something's going on. I like it. I really love this. I love, like, they're really good technical wrestlers. Like, it was a lot of grappling. It was beautiful. Like, that's it. Once you come up with that, that's all I need. Technical. I'm sold. Thanks. Yeah, no, I really, really liked it. I'm glad that Noam kept it because, again, I just feel like he just needs to keep that forever because he is so entertaining. All 4 of them are so entertaining together. They just always provide something. So I did not want them to lose. As much as I do like Chad Gable, I think he still should be the one to take the title from Gunther. I think they could revisit that. I think that's something, once he gets past it, I don't know what threshold they're waiting for or who they want to take it from, but I hope that they revisit Chad Gable. But all in all, this was a really, really fun match. Honestly, I expected nothing less from these two. Lash, again, consider it. Consider it. Lotus, I'm all in.
Yeah, no, I thought I guess going back to your comment about Gunther and Chad Gable, he's one of my picks, honestly, as well. And I mean, I would be okay with it because this was a really, like, I think, again, this is just more detriment to Chad Gable because he wasn't used to this type of style of match. So, we'll see what happens in the future, but for what it was, this is what we got. It wasn't terrible. Wasn't a terrible matchup. Just it could have been slightly better in regards to just some things that was uh happening during it. And so after this match, there was a segment with Trick Williams talking to Carmelo about his match later on in the night, kind of just stressing that he needed to do this on his own. And then there was also a segment which I really was a bit weird, especially with the way it ended at the end of NXT, with Xia Li attacking Lyra Valkyria, which I didn't understand why she did, because, like, ma'am, like, I get being a heel and doing what you need to do, but, like, if you do too much shenanigans, then how do you expect to get your match? I didn't, and and then all of that for it to end the way it ended was just crazy work to me, because it was like, you did all this and then what? Maybe you shouldn't have done those shenanigans. I don't know. Maybe that's not what you should have done. But yeah. So what were your thoughts on those segments?
Trick, we all know that you know that we know that Carmelo attacks you, and you're trying to be funny right now. Well, let me go out there. I will look after you. No, you're up to something, Trick. And I know that you're up to something. Luckily, well, not luckily, I don't know, honestly, considering how things ended. Carmelo definitely was feeling the energy. You, even in his face, he just looked like, stop talking. Just stop talking. Literally. And I kind of get it. Like, I feel like Carmelo is starting to feel like Trick is just like stealing his spotlight. And he shouldn't feel that way. They should share it together. But Carmelo is just not that type of person. He's never given the idea that he is a let's share the spotlight. You know, he is, I am him. I am the main attraction. You cannot like get out of here. What are you doing? This is him. He's like that person. Do you ever remember that like meme when the person is trying to record or take a picture of their picture from the roller coaster and the person is like this while they're trying to do it? That's Carmelo with Trick. He's like, no, don't look at this. Look at me. And I mean, it's tough. I hate it. Trick Mellow gang, we down bad. And Zaya, girl, that was ridiculous. What I don't get is what was the point? They brought her back. They made Indy look crazy, made Candice look crazy for no reason, made Becky look a little bit crazy, but luckily she got a win, but she was looking a little bit crazy. Just for this? And again, I said it on Twitter. Why, if you want to win a title, why would you attack the person before the match starts, causing it to almost be canceled? What's going on here? Like, I don't know. Like, Zaya is not looking good. It is not looking good. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Yeah, no, I didn't really understand why she did that either, because it was just like, if you know, want a match so bad, this is probably not the way to go about it, you know. But what do I know? I'm just Katrina. I'm just Katrina. So what do I know? Okay. But yeah, this will now. Yeah, but I just just did a comment here about Lyra saying she was going to let Zia win by default. It's very rare you have somebody not be able to do a match and they win the title by default. Like, I can't even tell you, like, she, like, it just, it's not often, and I respect her wanting to go. I just, uh, you know, I just feel like there's so many ways she could have done it if she was really trying to say, oh, I won a title. Like, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I like you, sis, but
you know when a wrestler should have won a title by default? Oh, I'll tell you. It just happened this past Saturday. Jay White, the Rob King. You know what? This is the wrong platform. We'll talk about it another time. Just saying.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Just to this because so is mine. So
Happy
that is
early
my birthday
birthday.
as well. So happy birthday, early birthday to you. But yeah, I don't know. It just it's so many things, and just to that comment. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit weird as well. Just because it was like, okay, she's supposed to have beaten Becky, and then this is what but whatever. This is what we getting. And so this now, see, I'm trying to behave on a new platform. I'm trying to behave on a new platform. They're trying to get me worked up. Okay. Um, but this leads us to our next matchup, which is a tag team match between Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo versus Idris Anafi and Malik Blade. And so, I must say that my kids wasn't too happy about them popping back up on NXT. I was like, oh, my guys are gonna be here, and they, I got looks, I got dirty looks, so clearly they wasn't happy about that. But I'm just saying, it's just greatness. And so this match was okay. I did have a bit of because I felt like this was a really quick match, and so Idris and Malik did come out like kind of hard and just ready to do what they needed to do, but Angel and Humberto actually looked a lot better. And this made me sad because Idris and Malik can wrestle. They really can. And so it just was like, oh man. I mean, I guess. And so this is it was like a bit over the place, but also it just felt a little bit one sided to me personally. I just thought that, you know, this it could have been done a lot better, I guess. Angel Garza did lock Malik in like a gory special, and then Humberto hit him with like a neck breaker out of a submission, which I thought was really dope. But yeah, this was an okay match. Um, they would do a double team gutbuster to win. And so obviously this is the build up to the match they're gonna have with the family with Tony D'Angelo, Shannon Stacks, Lorenzo, and I do like Angel Garza and Humberto. I think they're great together, but I do think they didn't have to have Idris and Malik kind of fall in this. I just felt like there were so many ways to kind of play this out. And after the win, they called out the family, which was obvious that we were going to do that. And it was like this, which led up to this anyway, was the family was out earlier before this matchup at a restaurant, and then, you know, kind of toasting to the success, and later on, you know, they would attack them leaving the restaurant. So obviously this is what they're setting up for. But it was okay. I just felt like I didn't really like that it was a squash. I feel like that was kind of like, okay, I guess. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
So yeah, I felt like it was a pretty decent match. I think George said it. Yeah, like I didn't mind it. I liked it. There was some stuff in there. Like Malik did this really crisp crossbody off the top rope. I was like, exactly. And I noticed with him, like he kind of looks like he's put on some weight, like his gear, and he just looks like he's kind of like transitioning. And I'm like, okay, exactly. Now we need to put a push behind that and stop using them as the fall guys. Okay, enough. We are not. No, not them. I'm done with it. But to be honest, I wouldn't be upset if Angel and Humberto beat the family for the titles. I would not be upset at all, honestly. And I do like the family, but I do feel like Angel and Humberto have been due for to be taken seriously and have a real push. Like they've had all this development with their story. I want to see a little bit more behind it. I think that the family is in a place where they're good. Everyone loves them no matter what they're doing. Half the time they're so solid and locked in with the audience, they don't even need to have titles, truth be told. So I wouldn't be mad if Los Lotharios won.
Yeah, we'll see. I do think somebody said it that they needed a push with regards to Angel and Humberto. I do think that is just, I felt like Idris and Malik, like, I felt like there was just ways to kind of go around that. But we'll see. This now leads us to our next matchup, which was an Iron Survivor qualifying match between Carmelo Hayes and Josh Briggs. And so again, Carmelo earlier said that he didn't want Trick, involved, that he needed to do this on his own. Josh also said something very similar. And so, this seemed to be a pretty solid match for me. I did feel like, to me, Josh seemed a little more into the match as far as, I guess, motivated. And I'm not sure it's because Carmelo's, all the stuff that's going on with Carmelo and Trick. There's a lot going on right now. And so I felt like you can kind of see that during the match personally. But I did like that we really got this, I was a fan of Josh Briggs, even with the shenanigans that was going on earlier in the year with, Kiana James and, Fallon and all that. Josh Briggs is definitely somebody I'm a fan of. And I think he wrestles really well. And I think this really showed just how well he wrestled. I thought him and Melo really, really good into how they were working together. There was a moment where Josh did throw Carmelo and over the announce table, and I was like, oh, okay, that seems like pretty early on. And then also Josh would do a choke slam and a big boot that Carmelo sold very well, kind of spun him through the air. That was really, really solid stuff. And unfortunately, as much as I like my buddy Lexus King, I don't know why he needed to get involved at that moment. I was just like, we didn't really need you involved in this. I felt like Carmelo already seemed distracted enough that he probably didn't need another distraction, honestly. And so I felt like it was unnecessary. But he would get involved, and in turn, Carmelo would try to like move away from Josh, but Josh would want to catch him in a clothesline, and then he would then do a moonsault to Carmelo and win. And so again, I thought this was one of his best single matches. It was very physical. He was quick. I think, I don't know what they're gonna go as far as they're gonna really push him or anything, but I do think this is a really good win for him. And I think because they had Lexus involved, it protected Carmelo as well. And again, he already seemed distracted, but him also having Lexus kind of come in, I felt also distracted him, and I felt like in anything that this kind of protects him, and so it doesn't look too bad that he lost. I do think that taking Carmelo out of this, it kind of threw a little bit of a curveball, personally. I'm like, okay. And then after this matchup, backstage, Josh and Tiffany Stratton seemed to get along and pretty friendly, and it seemed like Fallon had a bit of an attitude. And if I said nothing before about Miss Fallon Henley, who always seemed to just have hate in her heart, every time somebody on the squad is trying to, find some kind of romantic interest, possibly, here she comes. It's like, ma'am, have you go on Tinder? I don't know. There's all these apps for you, sis, if this is the problem. Because why is this bothering you this much? I just want to know. But what were your thoughts on this matchup and the little backstage segment?
I was shocked. Like, I mean, I know, like, honestly, just from watching Briggs and Jensen, like, yeah, Briggs definitely has it, but I've mostly only seen him really doing, tag stuff. So to see him go, with Carmelo, like, that's a big deal. And he really held his own. The moonsault. Oh, you gagged me with that, Briggs. I was like, you're moonsaulting? Oh my God. And I think that's probably why Tiffany was like, let me talk to him. Hold up. He's trying to have the prettiest moonsault out here. He said, wait, we could be out here doing it like as a duo. Like, you don't got to do it by yourself. I was like, exactly, Tiffany. Fallon, mind your business. My gosh. She walked up like the girl already walked away. You want a problem so bad. What's that about? My business. That's what's it about. My business. Mind it. Or don't mind it, actually. It's ridiculous. Like, are they in a throuple? Because every time one of the guys wants to date outside of this throuple, she gets very upset, and I'm pretty tired of it. Like, if you want to talk to Tiffany, let him. That's why you're not in the Iron Survivor to begin with, because you started a problem with Tiffany. You should have started a problem with somebody you could have beat. But you started a problem with Tiffany, and then now look at you. Look at you hating from the outside the club, quite literally hating from outside of the club. Lexus, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because this is not the plan. This is not what we had discussed for you to be going after Carmelo. You were supposed to be doing something else. This, I'm not happy. And I haven't seen the throne entrance in weeks. When are we going to get the throne entrance? My God. We saw one time everyone made a big deal about it and they said, good, because you're never going to see it again. That's exactly what they said in the back. Because where is it? I'm telling you, if you don't have a match next week and I don't see that entrance, you're going to hear me yelling. You're really going to hear me yelling because I've reached my limit. And you know what? I'm glad he vindicated me as well. Actually, I'm going to go on a little bit longer. I'm glad I feel vindicated because when I saw the results and I saw, like, no shade to Josh Briggs, but that's crazy. When I saw you beat Carmelo, I said, ain't no way. somebody had to have gotten involved. And it's not, I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm just saying it's Carmelo. He had a long NXT title reign. Like, and Briggs, you just mostly been tag team. Like, so it was a lot for me to take in. And now I feel vindicated because I know it was Alexis getting involved. Why are you getting involved? What did Carmelo do? Is it the crown thing? Is that what it is? Is it the crown thing? I think it's a crown thing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to agree here. Just to be fair, y'all know I'm not a big Tiffany fan. Y'all know I'm not. I'm quick. If she got a hater, it's gonna be Katrina. I'm quick. However, in this regard, she actually really didn't do anything. This is all Fallon just Fallon. See, this is what I'm talking about. If I have to defend somebody I don't like, you mess it up because now I have to sit here and defend Tiffany, and I won't do that. Okay, because you was hating. I don't. This is my problem with Fallon. She's always just start a book club. I don't know, but do something. Maybe make some TikToks. Busy yourself. If you busy yourself, you don't gotta worry about what the guys in your team is doing. Okay? Also, I'm gonna have to agree because I said when I saw Lexis King's entrance, that is gonna be my entrance. And then all they did to was like, Katrina, hopefully you got it marinated in the brain because now we're not gonna show it. I've been patiently waiting. Patiently. I want to slide. I don't know where I'm gonna be at, but I want to slide in somewhere on the throne. I don't even care where it is. Just let me slide in. Let me slide in. I want to be that extra. Let me do that. And I can't. And so see, I'm trying to reel that in because you're trying to start, Roderick. You're trying to start, okay? But otherwise, as I said, it was a solid match. It was solid. Which didn't lead us next into our first ladies action of the night with another Iron Survivor qualifying match between Thea Hail and Blair Davenport. And so before this, there was a little segment where JC was kind of talking to Thea, and first, before I say all that, they did show some history, Chase U's history, connected them to the family, and then it was said that Andre Chase will kind of, talk about what has happened, and he'll break his silence, and so we'll see what he has to say next week. But during this, JC did say she was going to support Thea in her match, even without Duke Hudson or Andre Chase. And so I'm like, okay, all right. And so I was a little bit sad about this because one, for Thea to kind of have a mood like she was like, oh, the last time I had an opportunity, I did do my, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's correct. And to be fair, while Andre did the towel in, and then you went like kind of bad, but then you kind of wasn't, and so I was like kind of confused where we were here. To kind of go in and then this happens, and you're like, oh. And so JC did tell Thea to stay aggressive, but it didn't seem like she had the back of the Chase U student section like she did when she went against Tiffany before, and they was kind of hyping up. They didn't do that this time. Unfortunately, I don't know. I feel like this could have been a little bit better, and it might have just been because I didn't think they had much chemistry together. I just felt like something felt a little off with me here. And so Thea would get distracted during this, and then Blair will catch her with a sharp army strike to win this matchup. And so while the knee didn't even look as her moves normally look, and I don't know if this was just she just didn't have good chemistry with Thea. It's really unfortunate. And obviously, while I get a part of this is the story for the Chase U, as far as obviously this is all this drama surrounding it. It's all this drama, and they're trying to navigate through all that, and so that's fine. I just felt like there was ways to do this without this match looking the way it did to me. But Blair will be going to the Iron Survivor challenge match, which I think this will be a good opportunity again to keep building her up as a heel. After she's kind of been iffy, since she's been back as far as what they were doing with her. But what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I feel like they really didn't have like the best chemistry. Like that's just what I was getting. Like it was a lot of stuff. I was like, ooh, I was like, ooh, I was like, ooh. But it wasn't bad. Like I can't say it wasn't a bad match. It was just like I noticed they didn't have like that chemistry, and some things might have like looked a little weird at times, but it wasn't like terrible. That's the best I can say. I think the right person won. I think it's time they start putting some real stock behind Blair Davenport. I love her so much. I think she's so freaking talented and has been kind of really put on the back burner a lot, like, recently. So I just want the shift to happen. And, I wouldn't even be mad if she was one of the people that could possibly take it from Lyra. Like, I like her so much. That's just my thoughts. Honestly, I feel like the whole Chase You thing is going to be something about money. And if it's something about money, I'm going to be pissed off because who cares? Why do I care what he do with his money? That's my business. As long as he's entertaining me, I don't care what he do with his money. It better not be money, I'm telling you.
I guess we'll see. I'm definitely with you on that in regards to. I think that would be kind of dumb to do like a money situation, personally. But then it's like if it's a school thing, like, well, what exactly school stuff is happening? We've never seen anybody really in classes or anything, so I don't even understand what that would be. Unless he was like gambling or something. Like if he was gambling and maybe he was like, with bets, like how they do when they're trying to get a bet to go a certain way, and like you kind of doing that. So unless it's which I can maybe see if that's what it is, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what supposedly it is that they were cheating with. And so there were two segments after this matchup. One being Ron Wagner having dinner at Mr. Stone's house, which was obviously something that was pre-taped. But this was him pretty much says he's going to help Robert's kids with bullies. And then there was also a segment where Wesley came out and challenged Dominic Mysterio for a match at Deadline. However, Dominic only agreed to this if Wesley can beat 3 former North American champions next week. And they did announce who those champions would be later on in the night, which the 3 people are Cameron Grimes, Bronson Reed, and Johnny Gargano. And so he has to beat all 3 of those guys to even face Dominic Mysterio at Deadline. And so I'm just like, well, that seems to be a lot. It just threw me off my comment. Honestly, though, in the response that, well, let's not be like, please don't be that teacher, but also I understand like it better be extra for it to be this much for the students. Is like, oh, we can't support you anymore. Like it better be bad enough. I understand that. But yes. So what were your thoughts on those 2 segments?
You know how I feel about Von Wagner and his foolishness. What was the point of this whole segment? Like literally, actually, what was it? They're really trying to like, it's just not working for me. It's not coming through for me. I appreciate and I respect, everything that he's done and, how hard he's had to fight. But it's like the character, for me, is just not there. And it's not something that makes me intrigued to watch anything. And honestly, him slandering asparagus unprovoked, I wasn't a fan of that. Asparagus is great if you season it really, really well. It's very good, actually. It's so fun. I don't know what you're talking about. And he had them nasty chocolate brownies. Them brownies are nasty. Like, I used to eat them as a kid. And then when I tried one as an adult, I said, my God, I could have just walked to a trash can and shoved that in my mouth. That's essentially what that was. So I just can't believe. I don't know what is the end goal with this? Like, I need to figure out what the end goal is with this whole, like, what is this? Like, because it's just not gripping, it's not entertaining to me, and I'm just tired of seeing it. What are we doing? Literally, what are we doing? And I'm like really excited for that match next week. Like, can it be next week? At this point, like, that match is gonna be insane. You understand how insane that match is gonna be? I can't even speak. I'm so freaking excited. Wesley is definitely going to win. And I think he's going to be the one to take it away from Dominic. I really do. Like, I feel like Dom is reaching that time where he could just come up off that. Come up off that, because things with Judgment Day are getting shaky and you got to focus. It's getting serious and it's getting real. Dom, I'm serious. You need to focus because y'all about to jump Damien at Survivor Series. So you need to be prepared for that. So, yeah.
I gotta respect the dedication because he was on it. I knew where it was going when you said it. I knew where it was going as soon as you said that he needs to focus. I was like, oh, I know where this is going. But you're right. Like, so I just want to let me just put this comment back up here, just simply because why? We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for no segment. Personally, everybody have dinner almost. Let me clarify. Most people have dinner every day. Why do I care that you are having dinner with somebody's kids? And I'm a mom. I get it. Sometimes sometimes you just have to have dinner with your children. But also, I don't care about your children. It's those vibes, like, care about my kids. They're solid kids and all. But I don't really care about some two random kids I've never really seen before. I don't care. Now, while I understand wanting to help people with bullies, I don't like bullies either, and I respect those vibes. Again, Katrina, do not care. Not the slightest. Oh. Okay, I guess. Asparagus is definitely good if it's seasoned. I'm going to have to say it has to be seasoned. If you don't season it, then it does not taste great, and then you might have to toss it in the trash. But if you season it, you can get past. But no, I didn't understand the level of, like, it was just like, who asked for this? Who said this? Who said this so I can find them? I don't have a minute of their time, truly. Because if you calling somebody uncle, now stop. He's not an uncle I would want to see. Personally. As far as your Judgment Day comments. Yeah, I don't know. I like Damien Priest and all, but he became beside himself. I'm a fan of Damien Priest. He's cool, but, like, I'm getting tired of people trying to forget who would Finn do it. Now, to be fair, well, Edge was the leader first in Judgment Day because he was. I would take more kindly to, Rhea saying she's the leader rather than Damien Priest say it. Because he's saying it and I'm like, you are? Oh. Okay.
I don't even know how he came to that conclusion. Like, he had to have had a full conversation with himself with 4 walls, because who else co-signed it? Because it wasn't me.
So I understand. I definitely do think, Dom do need to get it together. Because what I'm personally hoping for this matchup, personally, I just need Randy to come back and RKO a couple of people. Now, I'm sure we all know who one of those people are. I'm sure you guys are all aware of who needs to get a RKO quick. Just happen in the beginning of the match. Don't even give him time. As soon as you come out, Randy, and you talk about the voices, I'm gonna tell you what the voice is gonna be hearing. RKO time. RKOs for everybody, but in particular, somebody very specifically. I'm waiting for that. Okay, the scream of happiness and joy I will let out if that happens. Is gonna be joy.
You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna come out, and then he's gonna take off his hat and reveal. He has, like, one of those, like, Fall Out Boy swoops, and he's gonna be like, I'm a part of the Judgment Day, and then just beat all of them up. I think that's what should happen.
And that's all I want. That's all. Like, if the universe want to make me happy, just give me that. Let him just RKO my people, but in particular, a certain someone. I'm guessing we'd close that in this chat because I'm waiting for him to come back to talk smack. I'm waiting because he was saying we were going to be cheering for them in Chicago. Katrina's not doing no such thing. I would never cheer. Never. If I am cheering, something happened. Clearly, I'm in distress and I'm being forced to cheer. Something happened. If I ever say, oh my God, oh yay, Cody, something happened to me. And I need to call authorities because then I'm in distress. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. But also, who he needs to RKO is somebody very specifically. That's all I'm saying. He's going to American Dream his way to RKO. It's going to be fine.
This is a direct attack on me. What in God's name?
Oh my God. See, I tell you, Roderick, he did say, to be fair, that he was going to do shenanigans, but it's unnecessary. We're going to say all that. You know what, guys, because I see what y'all doing. First of all, we're not going to do is be disrespectful to Drew. Not going to do that. Drew not getting RKO'd, but somebody else better. Somebody else better. He better take his lumberjack friend with him. Get them both. I'm fine with that. And again, I'm quite sure you guys know who I'm talking about, so it's fine. You could take Mr. Yeet as well. I'm okay with him getting. It's fine. Do you? Seth, I'm okay. Seth don't have to. He's fine if he doesn't. It's fine. But some other ones, take them all. Take them, Randy. Do the service to Katrina. Let's have this is public service. This is community service. Community service. These the vibes, okay? That's all I'm asking for. So bring it back into NXT. So our next matchup was a matchup between Charlie Dempsey, who was accompanied by Miles Bourne and Drew Gulak, versus Eddie Throat. And so now we know we are some fans of Eddie. Eddie is my guy. He's my guy, and so it was nice to see him kind of getting some more, some time after his, everything that's happened with him in the past few weeks with regards to him and Dijak. But this could have been a better match, and this made me sad, honestly, just because I'm like, oh man, because Eddie can, wrestle and stuff, and so made me sad. So Charlie really did show off his technical stuff, and I really enjoyed it. He really beat up Eddie though, and it made me sad in regards to, I'm like, oh, it wasn't given the Eddie I'm supposed to be getting. What is this? I'm devastated. You're being very positive. Eddie has had better matches. He really has, and I think that's my problem with that. I've seen him have better matches. It just I felt like it could have been done a lot better. And again, maybe it's just, I felt like if anything, he really did his stretching type offense against Eddie. And it was a weird thing to have Charlie do all of this only for Eddie to roll up and win. And then it's like, oh, so you won by doing nothing? Okay, you didn't really give much, but okay, I guess take the win, take the W. And then right after that, because he did win, Drew and Miles will beat up Eddie after the match, and yeah, so that's kind of how it ended. I just felt this could have been done a little better, a little bit more cleaner. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, it was kind of like, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just kind of like, we've seen, obviously, as you said, we've seen way better from Eddie. I don't know, maybe it's just he hasn't been in the ring. He hasn't been on NXT for a few weeks, and maybe he just needs to get his groove right back. I'm sure he'll get it back next week because he's Eddie Thorpe. Yeah, no, Charlie was dead. Listen, they need to stop playing with Charlie. This time, I had to root against you, Charlie, because Eddie, that's That's my fave. Like, I have to cheer for Eddie. I'm so sorry. But Charlie, I really think you're so awesome, and I just really want to see them really do something with him. Like, I feel like they're not doing anything. They shelf him out every once in a while. They start and stop. Like, it might be 2 weeks that they're paying attention to him, and then it's back to just him jobbing out to someone. I don't like that. He did this one thing, the double underhook suplex with the bridge. He tried to take me out. He really tried to take me out. I almost passed out just looking at that. I'm like, oh. It was the bridge that did it for me. Charlie, you're fantastic. Eddie, I'm happy you're back. I'm really happy you're back. It's sad that they had him off TV for a good little minute. I'm like, I don't like this. But I'm happy with who won. I'm not happy with sore losers jumping him for no reason. It was very rude. And Eddie, you need to get some friends. You've been doing the lone wolf stuff for so long. It's time to get a friend or two. Because this jumping stuff is not going to work for me.
Yeah, I do think Eddie need to get some friends because, my guy, have you not suffered enough? You know? You suffered enough. You suffered enough. Yes. Afterwards, there were 2 segments. The first one, so this may be time for me to come on a slight rant because so there was a tape where Baron Corbin felt the need to just be disrespectful. Disrespectful to my guy, Alan Dragunov. Now, I just want to say Alan Dragunov fit top tier. Solid black tee, put in a way where you could tell it was semi-turtleneckish. And then he had the chain. How can you get any better than the fit? I was like, yes! All for Raggedy Baron Corbin to come in with his bullheaded self, come right on in, okay, with his bald-headed self, talking about, oh, I get to kiss my wife every day and my children. Okay. Alan Dragunov is a busy man. He's champion. What are you doing? What are you doing, Baron? He said all this nothing, all this negativity to my God, Alan Dragunov. He did! Yes! Let's clap that up. He looked great. He was working out and stuff. I was like, all right. Okay. And then that was the part that really, because like, he's not talking about he comes from wealth. What wealth do you have? I remember poor Corbin. That's what I remember. Okay? You was poor. What wealth do you have all of a sudden? Now you want to say your family's wealth? Okay. I'll accept that. But that's a smidgen of acceptance. Because I don't like you, Baron Corbin. So you to come and try to talk all this smack about Alan Dragunov, about I had to do all this to get the title, and then he didn't answer me, and now I said all this, I found out what was the man behind the madness, and it was easy. Easy how? Are you champion? No? Then where's the ease? Where's the ease, Baron? All I'm saying is pure shenanigans. Pure shenanigans. Baron almost got a tweet. I was close. I was like, oh, Sean, don't be letting him talk spicy to Alan Dragunov like this. What is he doing? And he's going to get a title match, and he's going to lose. He did all this Alan Dragunov, like Alan Dragunov won't beat you up. Like, let's get this together. He's going to beat you up. And I'm going to be cheering happily, because that's what you get. And I did see that tweet, Roderick. I did see that those shenanigans. We trying to say my favorite. Whose favorite? Alternate version me? Evil me? That don't exist? Okay? What's happening? Thank you. And agreed. Terrible. Terrible segment. You know what else was terrible? Baron Corbin. Also terrible. Because he was talking smack. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I was like, listen here, sad Corbin, because I remember you being sad too. People go to work every day and don't say bye to their wife and children. It happens. Life gets tough. It's busy. Okay? And so I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that at all. I was really like, I'm like, ooh, you about to get a tweet from me because I don't like this. And why, Roderick, are you? Why are you manifesting this? Once again, why are you just having this type of negativity? Negativity. Who is asking for Baron to be a champion? I just want to know because who's been like, oh, I can't wait to turn on my TV on Tuesday to see Baron? Who's doing that? Because last I checked, the answer is zero. Zilch. Donuts, Cheerios, whatever word you want to call it. Nothing. Clearly, you're the only one. And I might have to ask why that is. Clearly. Then there was a segment where Ariana Grace was pretty much saying that she's going to make NXT better, which I really appreciated because it's just so great. Starting with Carmen Petrovic, as she should, because Carmen definitely was starting. And since I now finished with my Baron Corbin rant because I was a little peeved. I was. What were your thoughts on that segment?
You can always rant to me. This is a safe space. Baron, I want you to leave Dragunov alone. You're minding business that is not even your business to mind. If he's whoever is in his home, or if he's in there by himself or not, it's not your business. It's not your business whatsoever. I don't know what he was getting at with that. Like, that was just like, okay, and I'm still whooping your ass at the end of the day, no matter who's in there. So what are we talking about right now, Baron? Generational wealth? What are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? He was saying a whole lot of nothing. Where did you get this generational wealth? He was just broke a year ago. Was he not? Was that not? So how? Wait, I'm sorry. What are we talking about right here? You just be saying stuff. Baron, oh my God. He just be talking. I tried to let it go last week when he was like, all right, be easy. What do you mean, be easy? Baron, what do you mean? I tried to let it go, but you keep starting. Be easy. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. Dragunov, you better get him. Get him good. Get that man good. Because I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him and his foolishness. I really am. And what was the other thing? What was the other?
Ariana.
Miss Ariana, you know I love you, girl. I had to say it on my Twitter. That is a stan account for her. She is just, she gets it. That's the best way I can say it. Carmen, stop being a hater. Talking about some shut up. Who in their right mind runs from the back of the, like, you came from the back. That's a few rooms. You had to be a few rooms down to come outside to then put your hands on Ariana unprovoked to talk about shut up. Girl, you shut up. You're the only one yelling. Literally, actually, was the only one yelling at that point. You're just coming at Ariana for no reason. It's rude. And it's not nice. Like, honestly, Ariana, wipe her up. Get her. Get her.
Just need to piggyback slightly to the whole be easy because, yes, I thought I was the only one that was irritated by that. Because I'm like, be easy what? If I'm still seeing you on my TV, can I really be easy? Can I be easy if you're on my TV? I don't know. You know, I just can't be easy if you're on my TV screen. Can't be easy at all. Just say it. If you want me to be easy,
let her know that she will never, ever put her hands on her again for no reason. That's what you gonna let her know. Sorry, Ariana, I will never put my hands on you again. That's what she's gonna let her know.
Hey, yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
My faves, one of them being my guy, Alan Dragunov. Alan Dragunov, my guy right there.
You know what I'm saying.
Mr. Goatee Turtlenecks, stepping on those necks in NXT. On the necks.
Yeah, I want to say like Dragunov or Eddie Thorpe. Those are my like top guys for sure. On NXT, of course. Sure. Tyler Bate, when he's around, when they booking him to be around.
That's true. Sorry, that was like I effectively fall in my house. But yes, this would then lead us to our final match of the night, which was the NXT Women's Championship match with Xia Li and Lyra Valkyria. And so as I said, originally this was supposed to be the second match on the card, but then Xia will come out. Before I start, before I go to this match, I just want to say that she knew what we've been saying. I feel like most of the women's wrestling fans have been telling people, for the love of God, or whoever it is that you believe or don't believe in, use some soap, moisturize, put on some deodorant, whatever you need to do, some powder. I don't know, but please. And so she said, and I was like, yes, thank you, because they don't listen to us, you know. They just go all willy nilly talking smack, smelling not that pleasant. And so I was like, yes, ma'am, amen. Let the church say amen. Yes. If I wasn't a fan already, that earned my fandom. It earned my fandom. I was like, yes, ma'am. And she did say it with her chest. I was like, yes. Because somebody clearly didn't learn. There's the people who are going to talk smack on Twitter who hasn't taken a shower, and I don't understand. Or they might just stand in the water and just. People do, George. They do. You've been to wrestling shows. There's always that one person that you know damn well put not a lick of deodorant on, and they want to be the loudest. They want to move body parts around, knowing it's not fresh. All I'm saying is, she right. If I wasn't a fan before, I was one today, but I'm a fan. I was like, yes, ma'am, tell them. Maybe they'll get the memo. Maybe they won't. But thank you. Because we've been saying. I was like, thank you, sis. Thank you. Doing the Lord's work right there. Okay? Doing a public service. A service. Okay?
I just wanted to highlight the face card because the face card is insane. Literally. Wow.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You know, I just need it to be said. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've been to wrestling shows and sometimes you're like, whoa, what is this? That's all. Just saying. And yes, I am aware. It's Pokemon tournaments, Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, gaming tournaments. A lot of them do not know that you can just go right. If money is a problem, though it shouldn't be if you're buying titles, but if it is, go right to a Dollar Tree and get a deodorant. If it's that, I feel like, and maybe you shouldn't be that cheap with it, but if you really have a problem, there is soap and deodorant in the same aisle. Oh, well, that sounded a little bit aggressive. I'm gonna let you have that one though, because the only person I liked from Bullet Club was Finn, so, and like occasionally AJ Styles. I didn't like anybody else in the Bullet Club, so yeah.
Bullet Club Gold has been through enough. Like, we're going through enough right now. Please leave us alone. We're like literally trying to rebuild. We're trying to rebuild, like Tony Stark did. Like, we really are trying to rebuild. Like, we're going through a lot. We're one man down. We all, like, they all lost. I said we because, you know, we a community. Bullet Club Gold. We all, you know, the fan. We in the group. We going through a lot right now. Please leave me alone in this time.
Me being outside that group, but you know, the only person I ever liked was Finn. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. It's like, who's the best leader? Finn.
And it is. And it is.
It's always Finn for me, and I was okay with AJ Styles, but like, see, I'm about to think about Cody Rhodes to get upset. So
you're right.
He does that because, you know, he was part of them too.
For good reason. Last Legend, she don't play. He knows who he can beat. And that's why Jay White is the best. And it's not Lash Legend. He knows that. So you're right.
But yes, let me let me go back to the main event. So Lyra and Xia was supposed to be the second match on the card, but during Lyra's entrance, Xia will come out and beat her up during the entrance. And then Lyra refused to postpone the match and said she won't lose. And so Xia came out, and Lyra came out right after, really demanded the bell be ring fast because she wanted to, you know, get it over with. And because she was still hurt from getting beat up in the beginning, Xia really, you know, had it to her. And so this was a weird thing because, like, I guess it shows that I guess she can do what needs to be done. But Xia did beat up Lyra a good chunk of the match, honestly. This was, and I guess taking advantage of the fact that she beat her up, you know, beforehand, and so it made sense. But with that, you know, being said, Lyra would do spin out Fisherman Buster to win and retain her title. And so what I would say, because why this could have been a little better, and I would say there was a moment that I thought was really cool. Xia ducked like a knockout kick and hit a roundhouse, and that was really freaking solid transition. I really, really enjoyed that. But with that being said, why this match could have been slightly better, it was good. And good in a way that because you had Lyra go against Becky, you know, win, and, you know, really showcase what she can do. And then you had her go against, you know, Xia, and Xia beat her up, and still kind of, you know, win this match, and kind of says that, you know, she's at least, if nothing else, going to be a fighting champion. And so I really respect that. Obviously, I didn't think Lyra was going to lose. That didn't sound like that's something they were going to do with her. I did think Lyra would win, but I'm still interested to see what we're going to get with Xia. I'm trying to figure out what kind of heel she is, because like her kind of coming out and being, I'm just trying to see where she's landing. Is she going to be like an aggressive heel? She's going to be more of a cowardly heel. I guess we'll see as more time goes on. But otherwise, this is a pretty solid end to NXT. So what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, the match was kind of like, it wasn't bad. It was kind of just, you know, it was a pretty good match. I'm a little bit like, because I feel like so many people had to look crazy to get to this point just for her to lose. Like, I'm crying for Indy and Candice, and a little bit for Becky because she had to sell it as much as she could as well. So I'm just kind of like, all for you to lose, and you attacked her. This. I am not gonna keep taking this anymore. If a champion gets their ass beat in the beginning of the show, that like that, they need to be losing by the end of the night. Why are they winning? No, it's gonna piss me off because it just makes everything look really ridiculous. Like, and I mean, obviously Xia had like a head start on Lyra. She beat her up, and she still couldn't beat her. How to make her look? How to make Candice look? How to make Indy look? I don't like it. They better have something lined up for Xia after everything they did. Everyone who had to fall to make her look strong, y'all better have more. It better not end at just this. After everything, now you got to stand 10 toes on it. You got to stand on it at this point. But happy Lyra's still the champion. That's all that matters. I don't know who's taking that title from her, but again, I said I would not be upset if one of the people who were to take it from her would be Blair Davenport. I'm going really hard on her. I really want it to be her. Lola, I don't know. I don't know if she's there. Like, I know, George, you're pulling for that, but I just don't know if it's like what's the expiration date on this when she can cash this in? Is it the same like Money in the Bank? It's a full year, or is it less than that? I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, not now. I don't even feel like it would be believable. Like, I just don't think right now it feels believable that she would be able to dethrone Lyra. Not right now. Not right now.
Yeah, no, I don't think either, but I don't know. I think she should have won, but that's a rant for another day. But that is the end of our NXT recap here on BodySlam. So, Shay, tell everybody, where they can find you.
You can find me at Shay Sawyer _ on most platforms, and Shay Sawyer was here on Instagram as well. You can also catch the Big Pop Theory podcast every Monday with a new episode. And you can also catch me back here Tuesday with this lovely, am I pointing the right way? I swear if I'm not, I'm really upset. For God's sakes, this lovely lady every Tuesday now. No more Thursdays. And then eventually we'll be having that collision show with Unpopular Review. But we're working on that. But for now, this is what we're doing.
As for me, I'm on most social media and Cat We Trust. E3, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, and Instagram, because I refuse to call Twitter X. Yes, you can catch me on Mondays with my girly Stephanie Hardy over on Mondays to talk WoW. Though I'm not sure what's happening this upcoming Monday because it'll be after Survivor Series and we would both be in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, definitely say hi respectfully, but say hi. I'll look forward to meeting you. But you guys, thank you for following us over from Thursdays. You guys actually followed us now 3 times. And so just to come from the first place we were at and then to follow us on our own platforms, come to BodySlam, we really, truly appreciate you guys. Even with the shenanigans that is the slander of Alan Dragunov and the hyping up of people like Raggedy Baron Corbin. But even so, with all those things, we truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on Tuesdays now, right after NXT. And BodySlam, thank you guys so much for having both me and Shay and taking the chance on both of us. We truly, truly appreciate the opportunity. And again, if you guys would like to support, please don't forget to send a tip. I believe the link's in there somewhere. If it's not, I'll get that better next week. So my bad. But as always, guys, we will catch you guys next Tuesday for another episode of the Meta-Two NXT After Show.